You ever sit next to your drunk uncle while he tries to impress your boss? That's what this meeting was. Trump sat down with the head of NATO, bragged about ending every war in history, building a ballroom, and personally canceling geography. So buckle up. We're going full international stupid.
Ukraine, Russia. We thought it would be a little bit easier. That's turned out to be tougher than the Middle East. The Middle East was supposed to be the tough one, and we've solved that puzzle, but this one will get solved also.
Solved the Middle East? My guy, the last time someone said that, Moses was still looking for Wi-Fi. You didn't solve it. You just left during intermission.
With President Putin, it didn't feel right to me. It didn't feel like we were going to get to the place we have to get, so I canceled it.
Oh, it didn't feel right? World peace by astrology now. Somewhere Putin's KGB horoscope just read, avoid narcissist with microphones.
The Middle East +7, so we did 7 different wars from Pakistan and India to so many.
Azerbaijan, Armenia.
Which they said was impossible to do. All these wars I did.
7 wars? Bro, you didn't even win one election clean. The man lists continents like Pokemon. I caught them all, except reality.
Well, the problem with the Tomahawk that a lot of people don't know, it'll take a minimum of 6 months, usually a year, to learn how to use them. They're highly complex.
Oh, sure. Missiles now require night school. Welcome to Trump University, Advanced Explosives in Bankruptcy.
So the only way a Tomahawk is going to be shot is if we shot it, and we're not going to do that.
Yeah, mostly because you lost the remote.
They want $1.5 trillion given to illegal immigrants who came into the country, and it's going to hurt the health care of citizens of our country.
1.5 trillion? What, are we handing out Lamborghinis at the border now? Someone tell him Fox News isn't a calculator.
There are a lot of good Democrats that really want to make a deal, and I think all we need is 5 Democrats because we have a great support on the Republican side. So I think we need 5 Democrats.
That's not Congress. That's Pokemon Go. Gotta catch 5 libs to evolve a bill.
Every one of those boats that gets knocked out is saving 25,000 American lives.
Did he just multiply by vibes? That's not a navy. That's math on mushrooms.
There are very few boats traveling on the water right now. Actually, that includes fishing boats. That includes any other kind of boat. But there are very few boats traveling on the water.
Right. Poseidon's unemployed. Even the fish took a leave of absence.
We have legal authority, right? We're allowed to do that.
Nothing says innocent like asking for legal advice mid-crime.
They killed 300,000 Americans last year, and that gives you legal authority. We're allowed to do it. It's in international waters. Drug usage is way down, and drug usage coming from the sea, they call it ocean drugs, a little term that they use, the ocean drugs, is very close to non-existent right now.
Ocean drugs. What's that? Kelp with a kick? This man thinks Narcos is Finding Nemo.
You know, the East Wing was not much. There was not much left from the original. I think it'll be one of the great ballrooms anywhere in the world. It's about $300 million. It's set to do many, many things, including meetings of foreign leaders, including the honoring of foreign leaders. You can see this.
The country's burning, but sure, build Versailles with donor money.
I think there'll be nothing like it. And it's being paid for 100% by me and some friends of mine, donors to it. The government's paying absolutely nothing. And it's the highest level. And you see, it goes beautifully with the White House. I mean, the mix is beautiful.
Nothing says patriotism like a chandelier per capita.
I haven't been transparent?
That's some of your
Really?
feel
I've shown this to everybody that would listen. Third-rate reporters didn't see it because they didn't look. You're a third-rate reporter, always have been.
My transparency is so good it's invisible. Congratulations. You invented stealth honesty.
Hopefully Zelensky will be reasonable too. You know, it takes 2 to tango, as they say. This should be easier to do. But the level of hatred between Zelensky and Putin is very substantial. Now, it should have never happened. It would have never happened if I were president. But it did happen. I inherited. This was Biden, a man who was, without question, you take a look at the new walkway, the Presidential Walk of Fame, we call it. Biden is the worst president we've ever had, if it was even a president.
If it was even a president? My man's read, write, and grammar before history.
We've just, as of today, stopped all payments going to Colombia, the country Colombia. Also, the school Colombia. No, we settled. We made a settlement with them.
Bro sanctioned a college. Sorry, Columbia University. No more checks till you stop making cocaine.
They make cocaine. They have cocaine factories. They grow all sorts of crap that's drugs, bad drugs coming into the United States, goes generally through Mexico. And he better watch it or we'll take very serious action against him and his country. His country is, what he has led his country into is a death trap.
So they've got factories making cocaine and everything's a death trap. Or, they're a country with problems, not a Saturday morning villain origin story. Put down the political thriller and pick up a policy brief.
Spain is not a team player. So other than Spain, everybody's 100%. And you could solve the Spain problem very easily, I think.
Yeah, because they saw your team and benched themselves. Imagine losing NATO to tapas.
I solved, as you know, 8 wars. Of the 8, 5 of them, maybe even 6 of them, are because of tariffs.
Right, because nothing ends a war like a coupon. You didn't stop wars, you just made bombs pay import tax.
Tariffs, if this country is not allowed to have the President of the United States negotiate on behalf of it with tariffs, we are put in a position where we're going to be a third world country.
Ah yes, the tariff prophecy, because nothing screams first world power like charging ourselves extra for stuff. I mean, why hurt our enemies when we can just bill Americans instead? He said this line more times than he's paid taxes, and both cost America more than they should.
Without tariffs, we're a laughingstock. We'll be a laughingstock, and I don't want to have anything to do with that.
Buddy, we're the stock and the laugh. Congratulations. You finally went public. So to recap, Trump solved wars that never happened, built a ballroom for democracy, canceled geography, and personally ended ocean drugs. The NATO chief sat there like a man watching a toddler explain the moon landing. But hey, at least we didn't call him sleepy. That's progress, right?